Kieran, it's your day. Spin day. Bins!
I can't throw it away. It might be useful. You know. Simple stuff, but like I go into charity shops and buy simple little things like these, clean them up a bit and see if I can sell them. I've probably made, it's not a lot, it seems like a lot, I've probably made like £100 profit. Got quite a bad habit of keeping stuff. I can't like fathom throwing it away. So my one trick is if I break it, I can't keep it. It's broken. Gotta throw it away. Oh, and then another case of not throwing stuff away is this. It's just like a simple. I can put my wet shoes on here. Stops the carpet getting dirty, and then when that's full of like mud and stuff, I can just pick it up, take it outside, tip it all out. This is my makeshift door stopper. As you can see, I've got a mark on the wall there. And since this thing's broke, it doesn't control the speed of how fast it shuts and opens now. So I've got my nice thing here. Yeah, weird little things.
Well, hi, my name is Kieran Armstrong. I'm 21 and I'm studying a BA Honours in Public Services.
So, usually I'd go through, and obviously I've got the paper there and the rubbish here. But normally I'd find like some of this would need like re-cleaning. So this isn't too bad, but you know it can come over here, fill it with. You don't have to use like water from the tap. You can just use a bit of water from like leftover. And just sort of the bits in there. And you pour it out. That's cleaner. And you know, you just
Personally, I like
put it in
all things sustainability, and one of the routes I could take while performing my public service degree is the council route. So we can do anything within the council to do with sustainability. Why sustainability? Because everybody, every company, they want to be more sustainable. So it's always going to be something that's on companies' minds. It's always going to be something on people's minds. Even when we've got like 100% efficiency for sustainability, there'll still be other projects for people, you know, working out sustainability ideas. You know, so it's a growing sort of. There's a big pull for it. That's what I mean.
Yes. I've got these green waste bags, which you know you can put all your garden waste in there, as long as it's not like mud, stone, and sticks. But it's perfect because in Wales it's free collection. So if you don't have a car, you don't have to drive it off to like the tip, and you know they come round and collect it all. It's brilliant. So we had like a bunch of brambles in the back, and I chopped them all up so we could park our cars there. Then we got the bin for recycling. So every Wednesday evening I'll come here and take it all up to the street, and they'll then collect it. I've also, to remind me, I made a little, instead of printing it, I took a magazine that I think was the Gazette, and it had a calendar, so I cut it out and highlighted all the days, or that is all bins, so like you know, you've got your green waste, your recycling, your food bins, your black bags, and then every other week is just recycling. But then I come down and the 23rd, so
the issues that we're facing right now, I'd have to say, is like waste, you know? So sort of pollution, and like pollution as in carbon and pollution as in rubbish as well, because we've got all these sort of I can't remember if it's England or something, but when we ship across our rubbish to be like processed somewhere, instead of processing it here, it's blowing into the ocean, you know, or it's being shipped off for landfill and it's blowing into the ocean and just harming everything around us. And then you've got everybody that just litters. I mean, just recently, I after Aikido, which is a martial art, I came back. I saw a white van just throw his water, like a single-use water bottle, out the window. And I just thought, you know, you couldn't just hold on to it and bin it when you get home, or it's littering, because it's just harmful, you know. That's one of our big issues with sustainability. So I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 5 from my doctor back in England. And everyday life with education, it's not hindered me from doing it, but it's a lot harder. So a lot of the time I don't quite understand what I'm doing, and I need it to be explained to me quite clearly what I'm doing. The one thing I'd like people to know about ADHD is that we don't always get it straight away. So I'm really good at tasks that are repetitive. Most people would get bored of it. Don't know if it's ADHD related, but I'm really good at repetitive tasks. I just pick up on how to do it really quickly. But when it's a new sort of task, I do need it explained to me a lot more and a few times before I can actually grasp what I'm doing, because I struggle to understand what I'm doing, so I find it hard to even start. So sometimes I'd get a new assignment and I'd just be looking at the front sheet, looking at what I need to do, and still not understand what I need to do, because it's very vague. So sometimes it's quite helpful if they can go over it a few times and be patient, knowing that I might not get it the first time, because, you know, I struggle to keep up. But yeah, eventually I do pick up the understanding of it. People with ADHD, they tend to have like sort of weird hyperfixations, which is like where you get like a strong passion for something, or like, oh, I really want to do this for some reason. And I've always had that hyperfixation on all things sustainability. Like I never wanted to bin a tin. I'd be like, no, I'll take this home with me and recycle it. It was just, you know, as a kid, I always saved up the recycling rather than just throwing it away. I don't know, it's just one of those things that I really liked.
This is one of the places I lived at. It's not as dirty now, but it was quite a lot dirtier, which, you know, it can be quite, you know, when you see all that litter, you're like, oh, this isn't something I want to do on my own. It's very draining, you know. and just looking upon my efforts, which have, I mean, it's not as bad as what I'd cleared up, but there's probably still quite a lot of litter out here because this is only a little bit of what I've done. It was, it's stretched on quite far, but I'm just happy that I did what I did, because as you see the river over there, all it takes is like the plastic bottles to go into the water, and then goes off down the line down to the sea in Cardiff, and all those things can harm the animals. Picking up one thing and recycling it or binning it will make more difference than just doing nothing. I might just take this home and recycle it.
I normally feel that, sometimes I get a weird feeling that people are judging me for picking up this litter, whereas I'm actually doing something really good and I should feel really happy about it. But it's one of those things, it's quite sad that people do litter because, like I said yesterday, they have all this effort to bring it when it's completely full, or they've brought it from somewhere, they could bring it back, they could simply bin it, it's sad, but people are always going to litter. But that's why I want to go into a sort of field of work where I can advocate for like veggieware stuff. So if you were to litter a bottle, it would break down within a few months, which I'm still not saying litter it, but if it was to be littered, it wouldn't stay there for thousands of years. I really want to advocate for biofuels, so like more sustainable sort of fuels, because I personally feel like you shouldn't have to change the infrastructure of all these cars and have to put in, like so many charging stations, because you need to get the electric from somewhere. Whereas if you can make a sustainable fuel that you can just regrow, in a sense, that's a lot better than having to change tons and tons of already in their infrastructure, like cars. It's quite an expensive, because I know like the McDonald's lorries, they run on biofuel that they use from the fryers, which is a better alternative than just like trying to throw it away and using like real oil. I'd hope to see myself in sort of a position working in an area of sustainability, and that the people around me just keep supporting me with this goal of mine, and they already do. They support me quite well. Why my stepmom found me the internship for like Scary National Trust, so that will be quite a good step in towards sustainability. So I hope to be theoretically in with the National Trust. That would be the best possible outcome for me.